the absolute abundance of the universe and the real meaning of abundance. The amount of abundance that surrounds you is not a lot, is absolute. Everything is absolutely abundant because, number one, abundance in a human, in a person's mind, has to do with quantity, has to do with variety. And the universe is something that you cannot count. It's something that has infinite manifestations of it. You have trillions of cells. There's billions and billions of things, of everything, right? This is the abundance you need to tap into. The fact that you live in an infinite and eternal, countless, boundless, limitless, absolute universe. You need to connect to this potential if you want to live a life that is going to serve you instead of you being the slave of the experience, right? That's how you start changing your mind. That's how you start changing the way you act and see the world. It's very important. And abundance is a muscle because things only lack in your experience if you think that they lack, if you think that you're scarce, if you think that you don't have enough. That's only in your experience. You don't have enough of what? Of what? Of this specific thing that you think you want inside of an incalculably infinite universe. There's absolutely nothing missing for you because the universe makes no mistake. There's no accidents in the universe. There's absolutely nothing missing for you. You elevate yourself first. You cannot go through life from a position of negating, denying the very abundance of life, the absoluteness of life. You're never going to connect with life that way. You're gonna completely disalign with um, with the abundance that you deserve, that is your birthright. And then every time that you see somebody with money, every time that you see somebody happy, or every time that you see somebody having the abundance that you feel like you deserve, your heart knows that it deserves that. That's why you look at it as something that you want. But your mind, your deeper beliefs and perception about the world are so misaligned that it feels pain. It feels painful to see somebody with the thing that you would like to be experiencing. And then you place yourself underneath, you place yourself in a position of inferiority. You place yourself as inferior inside of your own dream, creating a nightmare for yourself inside of your own dream. Do you understand that everything comes from your perception? Your perception has to be absolutely abundant. Your perception has to be absolute. And then the very birthright, the very belief that knows that you are destined for abundance is going to flourish, is going to blossom. Abundance is it's not about I am abundant, I am scarce. There is only abundance. Scarcity is simply not understanding that everything is abundant, that everything is abundance. There's no scarcity. Scarcity is there is the possibility of believing that something is scarce, which completely doesn't make sense at all because the universe is inherently abundant. It's so abundant that allows me to even believe that there's no abundance. That's how abundant it is. It allows me to create a movie in my own mind that goes against the very essence of nature, the very essence of the cosmos. Infinitely abundant and eternally abundant. Has never started, will never finish. Abundance, absoluteness. Once you align with these ideas, everything is abundant. How come I'm not going to want to align with these ideas? The very truth. Follow the discomfort. Follow the discomfort. If you see somebody with the things that you want, why are you feeling uncomfortable? That's exciting. A magical vision is reflecting right in front of you. That is super exciting. How did that happen? I want that. Excitingly. It's not I want that meaning it's distant from me. No, it's in your reality. Do you understand? It's in your reality. Everybody has the same mind. Everything that you see around you can be experienced by you. Isn't that beautiful? The universe is your best friend, but we make it our enemy. Does that make sense? The absolute meaning of abundance, everything, is infinite abundance. You can't even calculate anything that you see around you. Nothing. Abundance literally doesn't make sense. Use reality in your absolute favor. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is already where you exist. Stop resisting your own abundance. Stop fighting your own abundance. Relax a little bit, because this idea that there's not enough, this idea that you're scarce for some reason and you're lacking things, it's the very misalignment with the universal power of abundance and its absoluteness. Okay? It doesn't make sense. That's why it feels bad. That's why scarcity feels bad. If it feels bad, it's because it is an unsustainable energy pattern. It's chaotic by its very structure. If its very structure only comes to destroy. The very structure of the energy pattern of scarcity doesn't produce anything out of it. Oh, here I am in scarcity land, and I believe that out of scarcity land, beautiful flowers are going to start growing out of it. No, nothing grows out of it. Nothing grows out of it. You need to see the abundance first. You need to realize that it's there. You need to realize that you cannot even if you want, you cannot live in a in a in a in an experience of scarcity. Even if you want it, you cannot, because there isn't scarcity. Because the universe is so abundant and loving and giving that it gives you anything that you want. Even if you want to make up in your mind that there's such a thing as scarcity, it allows you to experience that. It's so abundant that even allows you to experience not abundance, scarcity. Does that make sense? You are infinitely abundant. What do you want to do? What is it? What is it? This is where you need to be coming from. This is it. Don't believe the lies. Don't believe the very structures of energy, the energy patterns that are inherently destructive and they collapse inherently. That's why it feels like your experience is collapsing. That's why it feels bad, because it's not the right angle to look. It's showing you something. Whenever you're uncomfortable, it's showing you something. The universe is so perfect that it only seeks absolute harmony, absolute resolution. You understand? That's why when something feels off, change the awareness, change the angle, use it, extract the potential out of it. That's it. The universe is your own instructor, it's your own GPS. God is so loving, the universe is so loving to you. It's constantly giving you the cues for a magical dream. And the more you distance yourself, because you choose to believe the distortions that someone else told you. Come on. Did they know what they were talking about? Did they really do? Did they really know what they were talking about? Be careful. Be careful, because your heart is so big and so naive that it absorbs things and it's hard to differentiate them, because your potential to create an experience is so huge. So your heart craves information and love, and when something is there in front of you and you're not capable of discerning, then even your heart is going to embrace that. But does it really belong to you? You are inherently abundant. Magic is everywhere. It's yours.